hope you're all well. Today I'm going to be going through with you some of the books that I'm aiming to get to in August. This isn't going to be like an August TBR per se. It can, well it is, but it's not a game. My entire life is a game at this point. There is a reason for this. I am doing a month-long specific reading vlog in which I cannot pick my TBR to start off with. I have to do it as I'm going along. You will find out when the reading vlog goes live in September, but it's very exciting and I cannot wait to give it a try. It's making me incredibly anxious right now because I don't know what I'm reading properly. So it is making me anxious in the interim, but I really want to give it a go and see how it goes. So I am excited for that. I haven't done a month-long challenge like this before as far as a reading vlog is concerned. So I am hyped, but I do have a stack here of books that are required reading, either for book clubs or buddy reads, and then a stack of books that are potentials for the final book support groups. So very quickly, the readathons that I'm planning on taking part in during the month of August, we obviously have the final book support group, which is a support group I run with the help of the community to basically support people to get through the final books in series, because I am a stickler for starting series and not finishing them. And we also support you through, you know, continuation stations, so books in the middle of series, and also starting series as well. We support reading in general, but we do try and give a good push every now and then. About every other month I do a readathon and we try and push to get through some final books specifically during those readathons. So there is one coming up in the month of August, and it's going to be on the 6th and 7th of August, the first weekend in August, and it's a 48-hour round. And I'm really excited. I'm looking forward to it. So I do have a stack for that. I am also taking part in Polarthon, which is a month-long readathon hosted by Jade from Jade Away Reads. And this one is basically, there are no prompts. The idea is that for every 100 pages that you read, you catch a fish, and we are feeding the polar bears. Now Jade's doing it in such a way that every 100 pages that she reads, she will donate £1 to the Polar Bears International charity, and I am going to do the same thing. Not only that, but you may have seen some cheeky merch that I have on right now. We are selling these over on Redbubble with a different design as well, a little pocket polar bear as well. So there are two different designs, and we are also selling bookmarks over on Daisy and Bee. So if you want to grab a set of those, feel free to do so. 20% of all profits made will be going to Polar Bears International. So if you feel like you cannot donate throughout the month whilst taking part in Polarthon, because you do not have to donate, there is no obligation to donate, but if you do purchase some merch or some bookmarks, you will be donating that way as well. So feel free to go check us out. I will leave links to the shop for Redbubble and Daisy and Bee in the description box down below. So Polarthon, final book support group. I'm also potentially going to take part in Gav's camp Believeathon for his Patreons at the end of the month. Just like a week long, and I'm looking forward to that. No TBR set for that either because I don't know the prompt yet, but there are another 2 readathons going on that I'm aware of, well 3 actually, in the month of August, but I don't know yet if I'm taking part. So there is Mixtapeathon, which I haven't yet properly looked at the prompts for, so if my books fit, great. If they don't, they don't. I can't plan to take part in readathons that have prompts at the moment because of the reading vlog that I'll be doing. So that trips me up a little bit, considering August is a very busy month for readathons. So there is Mixtapeathon. I will leave the information in the description box down below as well. There is Spoopathon, Camp Spoopathon, which looks fantastic. I just, again, don't have a fixed TBR, so if my books fit, awesome. If they don't, it's a shame for me. And then there is the Magical Readathon hosted by G from Book Roast, which I won't be taking part in, unfortunately. I have just purchased the bookmarks though, because I do want to support G where I can. But due to my slump in April and me trying very desperately to get out of this slump, I wasn't able to take part in the April round, meaning that I'm now quite far behind to take part in the August round. So I'm going to just leave it for this year instead of scrabbling and stressing myself out. I'm going to leave it for this year, and I will try maybe again next year. We will see. But I just wanted to mention it anyway. If you're interested in finding out any more information about any of these readathons, information in the description box down below. So now that that's done and dusted, let's go through the books that I do have on my TBR for the month of August. So during the final book support group, the month-long reading vlog that I'm taking part in, that I'm going to be doing, this portion will be cut out. So the weekend reading vlog will be cut out. It will be a separate vlog and it will go up in August, not long after the weekend. So these books will not count towards that reading vlog. Just FYI. So the books that I have on my list for this are all final books, obviously. So I do have a couple graphic novels. I've got Check Please Book 2 Sticks and Scones, which is the second and final graphic novel in the Check Please series. We're following Eric, who is a hockey player. He's at college and he falls in love with his best friend on the hockey team. He is gay and he loves bacon. That's all you need to know. It's fantastic. I really enjoyed the first one, so I really do want to get to that one. I'm fairly certain that that's a guarantee that I'll be reading it that weekend. Then the second graphic novel that I do have on this TBR is The Doors to Nowhere by Chris Grine. This is the second in the Secrets of Camp Whatever series. I don't know if it's going to be the last one. This has only just come out, so it could not be the last one, but it will get me up to date, which counts. So in this series we're following 12-year-old Willow, who she ends up reluctantly going to camp in the first series, but all is not as it seems and there are some supernatural and paranormal magical goings on, and in this one it's going to continue, I assume. I really like it. It's middle grade obviously and I really enjoy it. So again, I reckon that's a dead cert that I'm going to be picking that one up. Another one that I'm fairly certain I'm going to be aiming for, like 99.9% sure I'm going to pick up, is A Prayer for the Crown Shy by Becky Chambers. This is the second in the Monk and Robot series and I think it's the final one. I'm fairly certain this is just a duology. It is a novella. This series follows a monk and a robot and it's very much slice of life, but I absolutely loved the first one. Complete shock to me, obviously. I gave it 5 stars. It was fantastic, so I'm very excited to continue on and hope and potentially finish the series. And then we get into a few books that are potentials and possibilities, so which is why this TBR is so large. There is no way I'm going to get through all of these in 48 hours. They are just possibilities and potentials. So we have Starfell, Willow Moss and the Magic Thief by Dominique Valente, which is book 4 and so far, and I think the final book in this series. This is following Willow Moss, who is a witch. She comes from a family of witches, but her family, like her sisters and her mom and her gran and stuff, all have really good, great magical powers. They can all do different things. She can find lost things and she thinks it's a useless power until she ends up having to find, I think it was the lost day in the first one. Yeah, she had to find Tuesday in the first one. So she's constantly having to find different things and it's a really good series. I enjoy it. It's a nice one to have on in the background as an audio because the audiobooks are fantastic while I'm packaging bookmarks and stuff. So that's a possibility. Then we have Rainbow Grey, Eye of the Storm by Laura Ellen Anderson. This is the second, I don't know if final book in this series, but it's the most up-to-date one. In the first one, we are following Rainbow Grey, who doesn't think that she has magic while everyone else in her town does. Well, in her world does, and she's concerned as to why she hasn't. She should have come into it by now. And she ends up going on this mission to Earth, essentially, but it turns out that she may have some of the most powerful magic of all. And we continue on with this series. It's all to do with weather, and it's great, and I love it. It's a very good series. Then I have A Kiss for a Kiss by Helena Hunting. This is a sports romance, and throughout this series we are following a group of hockey players. We follow a different guy in each book, obviously a different woman as well, but we follow duo perspective or from the man's POV. Oh, Hannah, yeah, so duo perspective. But I've really enjoyed these so far, and in this one we will actually be following the general manager of the hockey team. So I am looking forward to continuing on, finishing this series. And then finally we have Hook, Line and Sinker by Tessa Bailey, which is a companion novel, but we say companion novels count as well. The companion novel to It Happened One Summer. So I am looking forward to reading this one. This is following Fox. In the first one we were following, I actually can't remember, but Fox is the first guy's partner at work, I think. So we're following him and also Hannah, who is the sister of the first girl in the first book. It's been a while since I read It Happened One Summer, but I really enjoyed it, so I am looking forward to reading this one also. It's a fisherman romance. So that is my not so little stack for the 48-hour round of final book support group, which the majority of those are possibilities, but we're just going to mention them anyway. And then this is my definitely not tiny stack of books that I absolutely have to read for book clubs or one reason or another. So let's go through these. We have Mr. Wrong Number by Lynn Painter, which is a book that I'm buddy reading with my patrons. This is my July-August buddy read with my patrons. I've just got the audiobook for this, so thank goodness, because it's going to help me get through this one. And this basically starts off with our main character, Olivia, who ends up with a text from the wrong number. Asking what she's wearing, so she ends up flirty texting back with this person, and I think the relationship goes from there, and I'm really looking forward to it. So reading that one with my patrons, and then I'm also reading with my patrons. We're doing a author binge series, so we binge an author for 3 months. We binge 2 books a month, so 6 books in total, and at the moment we're doing Colleen Hoover. So for August we are going to be reading Verity and also November 9. I've read Verity before, I haven't read November 9 before, so this is like a more so like a thriller than it is a romance, but there is a romantic element in it. And we are following Lowen Ashley, who basically gets asked by Verity's husband if she will ghostwrite Verity's last novel, because Verity can't do it. She was in a car accident, she cannot do it. But there is a massive cry out for the novel because it's part of a series. So Lowen goes and moves in with Verity and her husband, and basically starts to write this novel, but she comes across a manuscript one day that Verity has written, and she's really concerned because she's not sure how true this manuscript is, because it seems like it is very much so autobiographical, and it is disturbing to say the least. So there is that one that I am buddy reading with my patrons, again a reread, so not too difficult. And then we have November 9, which I know absolutely nothing about. So an unforgettable love story between a writer and his unexpected muse. So again, quite similar I think to, well, reasonably, in the sense that there's writers in it. Similar. And then for, again, Patreon, JPEG's Book Club, which is the book club that's hosted by myself, Jade, Gab and Pris. We are reading To Sleep in a Sea of Stars by Christopher Paolini. Do not ask me why. Basically, we run this book club with our patrons to encourage ourselves to get through the books on our shelves that we have been nervous about picking up on our own, whether that be because they're chunky or we just find them intimidating for another reason. But we know that we're probably going to want to discuss them straight after. So this is one of them. This was Pris's pick, and I'm glad she's put it on, to be honest, but at the moment I am still struggling with fantasy. This is more so sci-fi, so I am hoping I'm okay with it, but it does intimidate the life out of me. It's over 800 pages, so I am shitting my pants. But again, I have the audiobook for it, so we'll see how that goes. I can try and fit these in with the month-long reading vlog that I am trying to do. So hopefully I can fit these in certain places. But if not, I'm going to have to try and read them around it, which is not great. But we will see how that goes. So there is this one, don't know anything about it. It's something to do with space. That's it. And then the last 2 books that I have here, one is for Literature Book Club, which is my smutty book club. I will leave more information down below if you want to check it out. But we're reading The Fine Print by Lauren Asher in the month of August. Again, this is a reread for me. It's a billionaire's romance. We're following Rowan and Zara. Rowan runs lots of different companies, but this is set in a theme park, and Zara, one day in one of her meetings, she works at the theme park, and in one of her meetings one day she tears to pieces one of the roller coasters, and he really likes the way that she works as well as her as a person, so he promotes her to work a little bit more closely with him and to work on the roller coasters a bit more. So they end up working closely together, building up a relationship, and it goes from there. It's very good, I would recommend. And then the final one is a buddy read that I am doing with Claire, one of my patrons, and this is for Daughter of the Moon Goddess by Sue Lynn Tan. I did try a chapter tag with this book, and I ended up keeping it. I was really surprised. I didn't think I was going to like it because I am anticipating that this writing style is going to be flowery, but I enjoyed the first chapter and I was interested to read some more. So we are going to be buddy reading this during the month of August. This will probably be a read that I read outside of the August vlog. Just because it is a buddy read and I can't actually guarantee that it will be a read on that vlog for reasons you'll understand when you see the vlog. But yeah, I am buddy reading this one again. Don't really know the ins and outs of it, but it's to do with magic. I think we're following a young girl whose mum was exiled because she used her magic or something, and she's been being hidden. Her mum tried really hard to try and hide her and stuff because she's got magic also, and when she grows up she's basically looking for revenge on the people that exiled her. I think that that's the be all and end all, but I don't know for certain. Oh, it's got parts in, look at that, that's handy. So yeah, I am buddy reading that one with Claire. So my TBR, I actually shit my pants when I look at this, considering the plan that I have for the August long reading vlog. But also, I'm not actually reading all of the ones at the bottom. So it's the buddy reads that I'm shitting myself about, to be honest. This is the TBR. You know what this looks like? Circa back to pre-Bookopoly Steph, when I used to just set my own TBR and I would have like 30 books on my TBR. Doesn't this look very similar? What an idiot. Okay, so those are the books that I am planning on reading, that I'm committed to for one reason or another, and also for Final Book support group. The rest of it will all be in a vlog that you'll get to see in September, and I'm really excited. I'm anxious, but I'm excited. I am hoping that I can get some of these required reads on for that vlog, but I'm hoping that I get some extras on as well, because otherwise it will be a really this TBR would have been it. So yeah, chat to me in the comments down below. Let me know if you're taking part in any readathons. What are you planning on reading? What are you looking forward to reading the most? Are you taking part in Polarthon or Final Book support group or any of the other readathons I mentioned? Chat to me in the comments down below, and I shall see you in the next one. Bye for now.